Welcome back. We're taking a look at today's beauty shot. Our Sky Eye 2 drone captured an aerial view over the Allegheny with the view of the 16th Street Bridge. It's a beautiful shot. I know we have a little bit of clouds out there, but nice day in Pittsburgh. Let us know where you like to go on our Talk Pittsburgh Facebook page, and we'll try and get out there. June is Men's Health Month, and while you may immediately think of physical health and well-being, this also extends to mental health, which for men might be something that we don't talk about enough. I'm joined by two therapists from Calm Pittsburgh. We have Alex Pepper and Josh Bechtel. Thank you both for coming in today.
Thank you.
So we know there have been recent reports done that a lot of men, millions of them even, suffer from depression. So we know this is going on. We know that mental health is a real issue for men, but why are we not talking enough about it? And why do we think that men are not seeking the treatment that they need?
I think part of the discussion has to be the norms that men are given from even childhood of like, boys don't cry.
Toughen up.
Yeah. Be tough, toughen up, tough guy.
Yeah.
That aspect.
And so how do we, so this really has to start breaking down at childhood, right? As caregivers, we need to have these conversations with our little boys about how we become more vulnerable, and it's okay to cry, correct?
It's totally, I think, about getting on their level and teaching them that they can do both, that you can experience your feelings and push through difficult things, teaching resilience,
right,
and not to repress emotions, but to get on their level and say, okay, you fell off your bike. It's totally normal to be afraid, to cry, to feel all these feelings. You can have those, and then you can get back on and try again. And you can do both. It's that and where the important piece lives.
So I know that we can all do better, and hopefully we do for this next generation that's coming up. But what do we do for the older generation, the men who are in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and up, who have heard this for their entire lives about being tough and not having that space to be vulnerable? How do we help them?
I think one of the places that we are starting to help them is through social media, where, I mean, even on TikTok, you see a lot of people talk about the importance of seeking the help that you didn't get when you were younger, or having that conversation, or even talking to your friends and talking to your family and going through the things you might not have wanted to talk about before.
Because Alex, I mean, really at its core, it's really like unlearning some harmful things that we've been taught our whole lives.
I like to, talk to some clients about how it's a rebrand, and people
like
come to therapy or something and they say, oh, I'm here to talk about my feelings, I guess. And it's like, well, let's talk about it differently. Let's talk about an emotional regulation system that you have. Or, I want to work on myself. Let's talk about how do you achieve your potential. Things like that, just the rebrand, just like Dunkin' Donuts became Dunkin', we can rebrand mental health for men so that maybe even the verbiage is more accessible to them.
And can you guys comment at all, or give us some background on how race can impact mental health for men too?
I think they're using the services differently. I think we see statistically across the board minorities and underserved populations, and it's a twofold thing. It's their willingness to engage and trust in the services, but also the services are being provided for them in equal and effective means.
And important conversations too that need to happen. This isn't just with a therapist, but we need to create groups almost. You have to have a good circle of trusting friends where you can call somebody on the phone and really open up. It's not just about the score at the game or the weather outside or whatever it might be.
Yeah, extending that conversation past what the sport was, what.
See, you're the same
I know.
that I am. How about that game last night?
Right? But extending that conversation, because in unlearning that same idea and wanting to talk more, and you don't call your friend up and be like, hey, I wasn't feeling that great today. And you're like, oh, whatever, I won't talk about that. But it's more wanting to build that social connection, wanting to build the people that you know are going to be there for you, not just to give you a tool, but to give you tools to kind of deal with your own health.
I'm coming from the perspective of a woman who is raising a son, is married to my husband. How can I do better? How can women at home who are watching this right now help their partners, help their sons to become the best version of themselves?
I think you're in a difficult position because you don't want to take their strength away from them. And if there is this taboo around talking about your feelings is inherently weak, that you're going to avoid taking that strength away from them. But showing them through your own strength that vulnerability is strong, that talking about these things is strength. And I think just through your modeling for that, or even bringing it up, talking about your stuff, and then saying like, hey, let's have this conversation, and then not holding them too accountable for it, but like letting them have that safety to talk about it without it affecting your judgment of them.
Right. It's really smart. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And for providing this space and openness today.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Thanks.